Tonight, members of the Portland Public Schools community raising their concerns about the district's superintendent's budget proposal. Some saying too many teachers are being considered for cuts as over 100 teachers tonight face uncertainty. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us for Katu News at 11 tonight, everyone. I'm Barry Mangold. The Board of Education at Portland Public Schools listened to community feedback tonight on that proposed budget, which is 15% less than last year's. And not only is there concern about teacher cuts, but there's also concern about translation services being cut for English learners. Katu's Tanvi Verma joins us from Grant High School, where that public hearing wrapped up just a few hours ago. And Tanvi, remind us, why is the district in this position in the first place?
Well, Barry, the district's given us 3 reasons for this predicament. 1, rising costs. 2, what they're saying is not enough funding from the state. And 3, declining enrollment. Members of the Portland Association of Teachers greeting people at the doors of Grant High School with messages like, "Let's do better, PPS," and "Cut class sizes, not educators."
We had about 250 educators who were unassigned, which means they did not have a placement for next year but are guaranteed a job. And at this point, we've heard that there are about 120 educators who are still not yet assigned for next year.
A district spokesperson says there will be 156.7 cuts to full-time employees from schools and 85.5 from the central office. With educators in limbo, PAT President Angela Bonilla expressed concern about district priorities.
I think our central office cuts that we saw happen last week in the school board, where the school board voted to increase the pay scale for central office workers, felt really awful when we're seeing certain people getting paid more because they're going to have to do more work while thousands of educators are staying at the same pay scale and their classes are increasing.
Technically, last Tuesday, the board voted to add a pay grade to the senior leadership salary schedule. A district spokesperson says that will only impact 2 employees. We're working to confirm how much money that really is.
Shot from the top.
When it comes to cuts to educators, you can add this teacher to the list of people who are concerned.
I work with newcomer students. They're students who are learning English, and it's their first year or 2 in the country.
She says accessibility is at stake for families who don't know English.
There are 5 people who, I guess the main thing that you would know about them if you didn't work with them directly is that they're the ones who are producing all the documents translated into the 5 supported languages of PPS, which are Russian, Chinese, Vietnamese, Somali, and Spanish. And they were all unassigned last week.
Though a district spokesperson says the translation services won't change. So 2 important notes here. The first is that the budget's not going to be finalized until June 10th, so plenty of time for the public to weigh in until then. And the second is that educators are going to be lobbying tomorrow in Salem for what they say is essential funding from the state. Reporting live in Northeast Portland, Tanvi Verma, K2 News.
Lots to follow, Tanvi. Thank you for that.